Hello everybody. Let's talk about something fun today. How about buying a house? That's a big point in our lives typically, right? We're going to make the jump, buy a property, and it's a big investment. Oftentimes, our homes are our largest personal investment, so it's a critical part, right, of our portfolio of assets. There are red flags that you need to watch out for when buying a home. In this video, I'm going to steer through some of those landmines that you could encounter. That way that it helps you to hopefully make a smart purchase on your next property. My name is Stephen Kotobash, and I'm a realtor located here in the northern Atlanta area, and I get to help people buy and sell houses every day. There are plenty of moving pieces that go into the whole process of buying a house, and I certainly can't cover every single one of those pieces in this video, but what I am going to talk about is those red flags that you need to watch out for when buying a house. Number one, do not pay too much for your property. Don't pay a price that's higher than comparable properties in the area. So what do I mean by that? You need to make sure that you have partnered with a trusted realtor like me. That way, your realtor can take a look at properties that are in the area surrounding that property that you have pinpointed. And what they'll do is they'll put together something called a CMA, and it stands for Comparative Market Analysis. So through that CMA, your realtor will take a look at properties around that property that you focused on or that you want to offer on or purchase, and they will see how that property compares in price to others around it. So make sure that you really look at that detail, so that way you make sure that you are not overpaying for your property. Because what happens if you overpay for a property? So long term, it's a bad financial decision, because if you overpay for a property and you pay more than what it's really worth, then when you are ready to sell the property down the road, you're not going to make a profit. It's going to be very hard to make a profit. And then you could find yourself in a situation where you're upside down, which means what you owe on the property is more than what you could sell it for. And you don't ever want to be upside down on a property. Something else that could happen if you overpay for a property, then you might have a problem even getting the loan in the first place. That house has to appraise, right? So if it does not appraise for the value that you're going under contract for, then guess what? You're not going to be able to get a loan on the property. So there are many problems that could arise if you even think about paying too much money for a property. So that is a big red flag. So please, please, please consult with your realtor, whoever it is, and make sure that they put together that comparative market analysis to protect you. A second red flag is unpermitted work. But be on the lookout for this. If you walk into a property and let's say they finish their basement, well, when those homeowners finish that basement, they should have pulled a permit with the county, and that way you get a county official that comes in, they check the space before work begins, they probably come to check a time or two throughout construction, and then they come in at the very end. So what are they doing? They're making sure that building codes are being followed through the entire construction process. So let's say you buy a property that is unpermitted, or the work was unpermitted and you did not know, you didn't do the homework on it. You move in, somehow the county finds out that work was done here and it was done by the previous owners and it was not permitted. Well, guess what? You could face a fine, although you were not the owner of the property at the time the construction took place. Even scarier, if the construction did not adhere to safety codes, then there could be a fire hazard, there could be an electrical hazard in the home that you don't even know about. The lesson in this story here is make sure that work was permitted on a property if you're looking to try to buy it. Hey, do me a favor, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. You know what it does? It supports me and my channel. Don't you want to support my channel? I know you're getting something out of my videos, right? A third red flag. Let's talk about those defects that you might find in major systems of the home. So I'm talking about the roof, HVAC, plumbing, or maybe even the foundation of the property. You want to make sure that you get a home inspection in the home buying process. So that inspector will come in and they will take a look at the entire property for you. And let's say they find some big issue with the roof, and then maybe they say the HVAC is not functioning properly. You know what? That could mean big dollars for you in repair costs down the road. So make sure that you get that home inspected and make sure that that inspector checks out all of the major systems in the property so that you save yourself some money down the road. And if that inspector does uncover some big issues, then you should have a contingency in your contract that allows you to walk away from the property and keep your earnest money. Some properties, especially those in a neighborhood, will have a homeowners association, often referred to as an HOA. Make sure that you understand the guidelines of the HOA. If there are rules that you cannot live by in that HOA, then guess what? Walk away from the property. That's a big red flag. Let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm looking out my window here. You want to have goats in your backyard. Maybe you want to have a fence for some pigs or whatever, other livestock, and the HOA prohibits that. So guess what? If you move into that house and you try to put some pigs in the backyard or whatever you want to do and it goes against the HOA rules, you're going to find yourself miserable. You're just going to be fighting with the HOA and it's just going to be a bad scenario for you. So if you read through those rules, you see some things that you can't live with, you know what? Get out of there. Don't do it. The fifth red flag is a bad school district. So follow me here. You might not have any kids, right? And you may not ever want to have any kids, which is completely fine. But if you buy a house in a school district that has poor ratings, you try to sell the house down the road, guess what? There could be parents or future parents looking at your property, but if they see bad school ratings where that property is located, then they might shy away from buying the property from you. So, and it's a good rule of thumb that in areas where the school districts are higher or more highly rated, then they tend to keep their property value. So those homes tend to keep their property value. So if you take a look and the schools are just terrible, not rated very well at all, really reconsider whether you think that property is right for you and your situation. I really hope you found some value in this video. I know that it can seem like a daunting task to get ready to purchase your first home. There are lots of things that you need to think through. That's why you need a trusted and professional realtor to help you through that entire process. But keep these red flags in mind that I mentioned. If you have any questions on them, feel free to email me, call me, text me, comment below, and I'll be happy to help out. Before you jump off, take a look at another video that I published here on my channel. I talk about real estate services that I provide. So if you're looking to buy a home, I go through some of those services that I can help you to make the process as simple as possible. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video.